Aloha, good morning. Welcome to Live Yoga Channel. I am Terra, this is Evan, and we meet live on Mondays and Thursdays to do yoga for mental health. We will move through an hour of practice, an hour or so. So please come to a comfortable cross-legged position on your mat. Let's go ahead and get started. If you're new here, we are so happy that you're joining us. We ask that you subscribe. We're growing our membership base, and we're so happy to be growing here on YouTube with you. We're starting to grow around the world. So please, if you're here with us, let us know how to say hello in your country of origin, your language of origin. And we're so happy to be gathering our Cyber Ohana. In Hawaii, Ohana means family. So thanks for practicing with us. And go ahead and roll the shoulders up and down. Take your palms to the thighs, thumb and first finger touching. With your chin parallel, begin to draw your awareness to the nostrils and lengthen the inhalations and the exhalations. Close the eyes. Bring the gaze in between the eyebrow center. And gift yourself spaciousness to let go of what you were doing before and what we have on the to-do list for after our practice. Gifting ourselves presence for this next hour and change, to let our breath be our guide. Let our breath lead us. If we find that we're constricted in the breath and it's hard to keep a smile on the face, this is our body telling us that backing off could be most helpful. This is your practice, and what an honor to join together. So go ahead and open the eyes, and we'll get started with a round of Kapalabhati. This is a breath practice known as skull shining breath. Let's relieve some tension in and around the brain. So this breath is a forceful exhalation where you draw the belly button back to the spine, and then the inhalation is passive. So that happens on its own. So follow with us. Inhale. As you exhale, forcefully through the nose. Exhale, 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 exhale. Keep going. Close the eyes. Draw the pelvic floor up as if you're keeping yourself from going to the loo. Activating that gut-brain connection, clarifying in and around our solar plexus, our life force energy. Exhale, 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 exhale. All of the breath. Inhale, half lung of air. Pause, hold the breath in. So we're going to take our palms to our thighs, our shoulders to our ears, drop the chin towards the chest, draw the belly button in towards the spine, and lift your pelvic floor as if you're keeping yourself from going to the loo. Kumbha, breath retention. With your eyes closed, let's gaze into the center of the eyebrows. Release the holds when you need the breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. Next, let's move into yoga for the eyes. So we're going to keep our head and neck center, moving only the eyeballs. Let's stretch all of the muscle tissues in and around the eyeballs. So go ahead and let's together, we'll inhale. As we exhale, look down, look up, look down, look up, look down, look up, center. Another breath in. As you exhale, look far right, far left, far right, far left, far right, far left, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far right, look up, far left, look down, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far left, look up, far right, look down, center. Now instead of stretching the eyes, we're going to focus the eyes. Take the right hand out about shoulder height, not too high, not too low. And take the index finger and point it up towards the ceiling. Let's take our gaze to the fingertip, and we'll gently bend the elbow and slowly try to not blink, draw the fingertip towards the nose. Extend it back out, keeping your gaze on the fingertip. When the elbow is straight, look past the finger. Bring your gaze back to the fingertip, bend the elbow slowly, doing your best to not blink. It's okay if you do, no hard and fast rules. Look past the finger. One last time, draw your awareness to the fingertip. Do your best to not blink as you draw it towards your nose. Extend the elbow. When the elbow is straight, look past the finger. Release the hands. We'll take the palms and let's rub them together, building heat, pranic energy. In Hawaii, we call it mana, life force. We're going to build up our healing hands. And then let's take the right palm and cup it over the right eye. Take the left palm and cup it over the left eye. Do your best to not let light in between the fingers. And your breath is slow in and out of the nostrils. Stare into the black abyss of the center of your palms. Sending some healing energy to our eyes, especially with so much screen time these days. Healthy, healthy eyes. We're so very grateful for this gift to see. Release the palms. Interlace the hands. Press the palms away. Send the arms up overhead. Stretch tall. Feel the length all along the side body. Keep the chin parallel. Close the eyes and draw your awareness to the breath. Activate the ujjayi breathing. Feel a slight constriction in the back of the epiglottis. A soothing sound, ocean-like breath. Utilize this breath throughout our practice to stay focused and follow the true leader of our practice, which is our breath. Release the hands. We'll bring the back of the palms to touch. Take the right palm over the left, interlace the hands, and we're going to draw the hands towards the body. Drop the elbows, and then back out again to your degree. Everybody's different. You might be able to fully extend like I'm doing, or notice how Evan, he's going to his degree. And we're breathing slowly here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale those hands back towards the body and back out again. We're going to change sides. Take some time getting into it though. This side may feel different. We're warming up all of the nerve endings. We're warming up from our fingertips to our wrists, our elbows and shoulders. Breathing slowly through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale those hands back to the body. Shake it out. We're going to sit back onto our mat. Extend those legs out in front, coming into staff pose, Dandasana. Take the toes up towards the sky. And let's go ahead and bring our awareness to yoga for the toes. So we're going to do toe cranks, moving the toes forwards and backwards, keeping the ankles center. So we'll do 1 release, 2 release, 3 release, 4 release, 5 release, 6 and hold. Go ahead and shake it out. And we're going to cross the right leg over the left, and just like we interlace the hands, we're going to interlace the toes. So we'll do 1 toe, then 2 toes, then 3 toes, 4 toes, 5 toes, wherever you are today. Give it a try, have some fun, and then when you interlace your toes, go ahead and squeeze. We're going to activate from the nerve endings of the toes all the way up to the sciatica nerve for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. We'll do the other side. Taking just as much time and honoring that this may feel awkward and funny, and so we do one and then the next, and we grow into all 5, and we keep a positive and light heart, like the yogis do. If we're having a hard time, we visualize and say to ourselves, maybe next week, maybe next month. See ourselves in a positive light. And release. Extend both legs out in front. Now let's take our warm-ups up to the ankles. So let's move the ankles forward and backwards. For 1, release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. Let's make circles with the ankles. First clockwise. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then opposite direction. Beautiful. Taking our warm up to the knees, we're going to bend the left knee in towards the chest. Sit tall, grab onto the elbows underneath, and let's make circles with our knees. First clockwise. And 6, and then opposite direction. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Extend that leg out in front. We'll take the right knee in towards the chest, grab onto the elbows, sit tall, and then let's go clockwise with our knee. And then opposite direction. 3, 4, 5, 6. Extend the legs. Warming up into bringing our warm-ups into the quads. We'll take the right foot into the left thigh. Take the left heel on the outside of the left hip. Begin to walk your hands back. Perhaps this is plenty for you today. We're going to honor where you are today and breathe. So just lean back on your hands. If you feel comfortable, it's easy to breathe and you'd like to go further, you can come down to your forearms. Feel the length all along that front leg, all the way up into the psoas, all around the pelvis. You can let your head drop back. Perhaps you have the privilege to come and lay back fully on your spine like Evan is demonstrating. Breathe deeply. Feel free to let out any sighs, moans, or groans on the exhale. This is your practice. It's your living room. Nobody's watching. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Bring your hands back down by your sides. Press into those elbows, then palms. We're going to switch sides, honoring. We may feel more tight or more open on this side. And this can change from day to day depending on our stress levels, how much sleep we had, what we ate yesterday. For women, where we are in our moon cycle. So take your time and find what works for you today, and then slow down your breath and really experience the posture. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale the hands back down by your side. If you're flat on your back, we're going to help press into those hands. And everybody, let's come up to standing position at the front of the mat. Bring our feet together. This is our first time standing, so go ahead and take your time. Roll the shoulders up and back. Whether you have your eyes closed, in between the eyebrow center, I'd love for you to take your introspection. Feel your feet supported underneath of you. Feel the feet touching the floor, and then whether you're on the ground floor or on the top floor of the building, I want you to visualize the earth underneath of your feet, feeling rooted by the land beneath us, connected to the earth's core, grounded by the frequencies of this planet and gravity. And then next, let's bring our awareness into our mind's eye, that space in between the eyebrow center. I'd love for you to visualize the last most beautiful sunrise or sunset you've witnessed. And as we move through these next 12 poses, Surya Namaskar, sending praises and gratitude for our personal relationship to the sun, the almighty sun, the celestial body in the sky that provides life for all beings on planet Earth. We're so very, very grateful for all the gifts we receive from the sun. Let's go ahead and move together, being guided by our breath. We'll inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Look up, stretch up. Your eyes are looking up in between your eyebrow center. Your feet are rooted on the earth and feel long all along the side body. Exhale, we're going to hinge forward at the waist. This is our first stretch of the morning, so please, no overstretching here. If you need to bend the knees so that you feel supported, by all means do so. Perhaps you can take your hands to the front of the shins, the back of the ankles. Maybe you even have the privilege to bring your fingertips to the earth. Let your head and neck drop towards the earth with the weight of gravity. The chin is tilted slightly in towards the chest. The weight is more towards the balls of your feet so that the sits bones are pressing up towards the ceiling. If you have your fingertips on the earth, perhaps you can bring the palms to the earth with your fingertips facing backwards. Your breath is slow and steady here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Face the fingertips forward, bend the knees, take the left leg back, drop to the knee and the top of the left foot. Let's inhale the shoulders up and back as we lunge into that front right knee. Stabilizing our body here by taking our front knee in alignment with the midline of our body. We're balancing on our back left knee and the top of our back foot. Take your gaze up as far back on the ceiling as is comfortable for you. And breathe here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands back to the mat. Tuck the back left toes. Exhale, send the right leg back to meet the left. This is our first mountain pose of the practice. In the West, this is referred to as downward facing dog. In the Himalayas, where our teacher's from, they call this mountain pose. The body shapes like a mountain. So we're pressing down evenly into all 4 corners of our palms. Our elbows are looking at one another. Our inner armpits are looking at one another. Lift up onto your tippy toes and then press both heels down towards the earth evenly so that the sits bones are pressing up towards the sky. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. At the bottom of the exhalation, we're going to drop to our knees, chest, and chin, also known as Ashtanga Namaskar, 8-limb pose. So notice there's space in between my belly and the floor. Come up onto your fingertips, keep those elbows in close. So we've got 2 feet, 2 knees, 2 hands, chest and chin. The elbows are in close, pointing up towards the sky. We're getting a nice upper back bend here for 3, 2, and 1. Draw the palms to the earth. Let the belly drop to the earth as well. Inhale, slide the chest through. And for this first round, let's come into Sphinx pose. Coming onto our forearms, lift the chest up. Take the gaze up towards the ceiling. The tops of our feet are on the mat. Our tush is soft. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Take the hands back underneath of the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Press into the palms. Lift the hips back up. Mountain pose. The body's warming up here. You might feel some heat We're going to inhale deeply. As you exhale, open the mouth and let out all the breath through the mouth. Keep the breath out, and then we're going to move the navel center up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yoga for the organs, massaging our inner organs, up, down, up, down, up, down. Go ahead and release. Bring the breath back to normal. Let's take the left foot in between the palms. Drop the top of the right knee and the top of the right foot as we inhale, the shoulders up and back. Lunge into that front left knee. Take the chest up towards the sky and your gaze as far back on the ceiling as is comfortable. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the palms to the mat. We're going to exhale that right foot up to meet the left. Forward fold. Bring the palms to the earth. If that works for you, just notice the body's starting to warm here. Bring the sits bones closer towards the ceiling so that the weight is more so in the balls of your feet. Let the head hang heavy, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Your breath is slow. Bend the knees, bring the palms together. Inhale, the hands up overhead, look up, look back. Exhale the hands through prayer position at the heart. Release the palms to the side. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale the hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, the arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, right leg back. Drop to the knee and the top of the right foot. Inhale, the shoulders up and back. Ashwashan Shalanasana. Release the hands to the mat. Tuck the toes. Exhale the left leg back. Mountain pose. At the bottom of the exhalation, we're going to hold the breath out. Drop to the knees, chest and chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, drop the belly to the earth. And then we'll press into the palms. Let the tops of the feet come to the earth and then lift up, coming into cobra. Take your heart towards the sky. Look up in between the eyebrow center. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, we're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, press back into your expression of mountain pose. Let's take the right foot in between the hands, drop to the top of the left knee. Inhale, the shoulders up and back. Release the hands to the mat. Exhale, bring the left leg to meet the right, forward fold. Palms together, inhale, the hands up overhead, look up, look back. Exhale, close the posture, drawing the hands towards the chest. Release the palms to the side, close the eyes, and notice the breath as it's moving in and out of the nose. The body's starting to warm up here. And next, let's bring our awareness, our introspection, to the other great celestial body in the sky that impacts life on Earth so much, the celestial moon. We'll move through Chandra Namaskar, changing only the 4th and 9th postures. But as the yogis acknowledge that the almighty moon impacts the waters of planet Earth with the different phases and the tides of the moon and all the waters on planet Earth. The yogis acknowledge that this is the same with our inner aquarium and all our waters, our fluids, our bloods. Our bodies are impacted by the phases of the moon, so we move through Chandra Namaskar to make the mind our very best friend. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, look up, look back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, body in half. Take the left leg back. Drop to the knees, the top of the foot. This time we'll take our hands through prayer position, steeple, and inhale the arms up overhead. Lunge into that front knee. Take your gaze up. And know that you can have your hands in steeple or arms parallel, whatever feels best for you. We're balanced here and we're breathing slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your palms to the mat. Tuck the back left toes. Exhale, send that right leg back to meet the left. Pressing down evenly into all 4 corners of your palms. Feel the fingertips gripping the mat. Press your heels down evenly towards the mat. Draw your sits bones up towards the heavens. At the bottom of your next exhalation, we're going to drop to the knees, chest and chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Drop the belly, slide the feet, take the tops of the feet to the earth. Come into your expression of cobra. Take the gaze up towards the sky. The butt is soft. We're going to exhale, press into the palms, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Inhale the left foot in between the palms, drop to the right knee and the top of the right foot. We'll take our hands through prayer position at the heart, steeple up overhead as we inhale, lunging into that front left knee. After your next exhalation, we'll release our hands to the mat, tuck the back right toes, bring that right foot up to meet the left, forward fold. The body's starting to warm up here. You should be able to take your hands to a deeper position at this point, whether your palms are coming to the earth, your fingertips, wherever you are. Just notice that the body's, we're building heat here. We're transforming every cell. Bend the knees, bring the palms together as we inhale the arms up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale the hands through prayer position. Release the palms to the side. Let's do the same thing on the other side, this time moving at the pace of our breath. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale the hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Look up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, take the right leg back, drop to the knee, top of the right foot. Inhale, crescent moon. Release the hands to the mat, tuck the back right toes. Exhale, the left leg back. Mountain pose. The bottom of the exhalation will drop to the knees, chest and chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, press into the palms, lift the hips, press the chest back towards the thighs. Take the right foot in between the hands, drop to the left knee and the top of the left foot. Inhale, the arms up overhead, crescent moon position. Release the hands back to the mat, tuck the back left toes. Exhale the left leg up to meet the right, forward fold. Palms together, inhale up overhead, look up, look back. Exhale the hands through prayer and then release the palms to the sides. Close the eyes and bring your awareness to the beating of your heart. See if you can identify the sound of the beating of your heart. Boom, 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 boom. The body's starting to warm up. Our ankles are more in alignment, our hips are more aligned, our shoulders are growing more even. The capillaries around our toes, our fingertips, our skulls are vibrating. So very grateful for all the gifts we receive from this beautiful body temple. And in these warm-ups, we're relieving, we're breaking up the grenkis, the earth energies, stuck, stagnant energy. We're moving fluids, taking good care of the body. So very grateful for this gift. Go ahead and open the eyes and we'll come into our first asana of today. Let's come into chair pose. So we'll bring the feet together. We're going to bend the knees, draw the knees towards one another, hands in prayer position at the heart, and then we'll take those arms up overhead. And just like we were doing before, feel free to have them parallel or steeple position. But then you're going to bend the knees as if you're sitting down in a chair. You want your arms, your biceps to remain parallel to the ears as best as you can. Sit down a little bit further and then take your gaze in between your eyebrows up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and lift your toes up off the mat, just your toes. Activate your belly, draw the belly button back towards the spine. Sit down a little bit further for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, in the final pose, your breath is slow and your face is relaxed. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, press into those legs, look up, release the hands back behind you. We'll immediately go into a counter pose, so we'll interlace those hands back behind us, the feet stay together, draw the shoulders up, look up, and then exhale, fold forward. And to your degree, relieve the hands from the low back. Take them away from the low back towards the ceiling and then overhead as best as you can. Let your head hang heavy towards the tops of your feet. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands to your low back. Bend your knees, roll the shoulders up. Take the hands back to prayer position. We'll continue with our chair series, and now let's bring some awareness and loving attention to yoga for the organs. So we'll do twisted chair, first bringing energy to the stomach. So we're going to bring our hands into prayer position. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees, and we're going to take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Press the palms together, look down to make sure that our head is in alignment with our toes, and then twist the head and neck up towards the ceiling. Sit down a little bit further. We're revolving from the low back. Draw the belly button back towards the spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can stay here or you can keep that left elbow pinned to the outside of the right knee. Take the fingertips to the floor. Take the right hand up towards the sky. Open up the shoulder, look up. You can stay here or bend your elbow and take your right hand to the outside of your left hip or find a bind if that's available for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to release. Come back out through center, hands in prayer position at the heart. Great job, yogis. Next, let's bring some loving awareness and self-care to the hardest internal working organ of the body, the almighty liver. So we'll inhale, exhale, bend the knees, take the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. We're going to twist from the low base of the spine, revolve, take our head and neck up towards the ceiling. Sit down a little bit further. Breathing here. You can stay here You can take your hands down to the earth, take your left hand up towards the sky, open up that shoulder, look up past the fingertips. You can also bend your elbow and find your bind. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, bring your hands back through prayer position at the heart. Release your hands to the side. Take a nice cleansing breath through the nose. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. Let's step back onto our mat and move into table series. So with our feet together, our knees together, inhale the arms up overhead, whether in steeple or parallel. And then we're going to hinge at the waist, coming into a 90-degree position. Now the ears are going to stay parallel to the biceps, and then you're going to reach your fingertips forward towards the front wall. Your gaze is down onto your mat, just underneath your nose, and you're pressing back through your sits bones. So you're flat like a table here. Your belly's engaged. Reach, reach, reach through your fingertips for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands through prayer position. Bend the knees. We're going to come into a balance pose. So bring the weight into your left leg. Send the right leg back behind you. Your hips and shoulders are square, so you're pressing back through your heel. Your right big toe is in alignment with the center of the body. You can keep your hands at prayer position or take your arms up overhead. Reach, reach, reaching for the front of the room. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands back through prayer. Bring your 10 fingertips down to the earth. Your left hand is about 1 foot in front of your big toe and over to the left about 6 inches. You can stay on your fingertips. Bring your right hand to your thigh. Let's open up into half moon position. We're going to first stack the hips, press away from our right heel, and then turn the head and neck. Look up over the shoulder. You can keep your right hand on your right thigh, or you can take your right arm up towards the sky and look past your fingertips. Beautiful half moon position for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can stay there. You can also bend that right knee and grab onto the ankle or the foot and then kick that foot away from you. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to fall. Give it a few tries, yogis. You've got this. And then release. Roll the shoulders up and back. Shake it out. Good job, everybody. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Bring our feet together, hands in prayer position at the heart. Let's bend the knees. And let's bring some solid energy into our right leg. Send the left leg back behind us. Pendulum the body forward. Our hips and shoulders are square. And then take those hands out in front of you. Reach through the fingertips. Find your balance here. Breathe slowly. For 3, 2, and 1. Hands in prayer position. You bring all 10 fingers down to the mat. The right hand is about 12 inches in front of your big toe, and then to the right about 6 or 8 inches. Come to rest on those fingertips or the palm. Open up the hips. Take your left hand to your thigh. Press through that left heel. And then take your left arm up towards the sky. Twist the head and neck to look up past the fingertips, if that's available for you today. Have some fun with it. And then finally, if you'd like to bend the knee and grab onto the ankle or the foot, kick that foot away from you. Have some fun. Be playful here. And then release, shake it out. Way to be playful and keep a light spirit. Let's take our feet to the outside edges of the sticky mat. We're so grateful for your fun and playful attitudes, yogis. Again, if you're here, we're here in Hawaii this morning. Happy to be practicing with you. We say aloha here. Should you be in India or Turkey or Pakistan or China, send us a greeting in your language. It'll feel so good to know that we're doing this together. Plus, if you haven't subscribed, please do. It's helping us grow here. So let's take our hands. Inhale, the arms out wide. We're going to grab our right hand to grab our left wrist. Send the left hip back out to the side. Inhale, stretch that left arm overhead, and then take your gaze towards the ceiling past your left arm. Pull, pull, pull here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, back up to center. We're going to switch sides. First, draw that right wrist up overhead, and then stick out that right hip as you pull a little further. Turn the head and neck so that we're looking up past the right arm to the ceiling. And pull, pull, pull for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up to center, release. We'll bring our feet together about 5 inches away from one another. We're going to come into a forward fold, hands to feet position. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the waist. Now, if you're still feeling tight behind the hamstrings, totally fine. If you have your hands at your ankles or at your shins, you just stay there. For the rest of us, we're going to take our hands underneath of our palms underneath of our feet as best as we can, trying to press down from our feet onto our palms. See if you can massage your wrists with your toes. Let your head and neck hang and breathe here. Bring the weight into the forward part of your feet so that your sits bones are up towards the heavens. Let your head hang heavy. For 3, 2, and 1. Let's bend the knees, release the palms from underneath of the feet. If you have your hands on your shins or your back of your ankles, stay there. The rest of us, we're going to take our peace fingers, we'll wrap it around our big toes, press down underneath of those big toe mounds, and then straighten the elbows and look up to the wall in front of you and see if you can see where the floor and the wall come together in front of you. Now, see if you can take your gaze 1/4 of the way up the wall, halfway up the wall. Maybe we can even see where the wall in front of you meets the ceiling. We're getting a nice upper back bend here for 3, 2, and 1. Release your head and neck, bend your knees, take your palms to the mat and walk your feet back into mountain pose. Bend the right knee, send the left heel to the earth. Straighten that right elbow. Bend the left knee, send the right heel to the earth. Lengthen through the left elbow. Send both heels towards the earth. Notice that one heel might want to reach the earth more so than the other. See if you can take both heels towards the earth evenly. Press the left heel down. Let's go ahead and lift the right leg up. Lengthen through the left palm. Straighten that left elbow. Actually, we're going to switch sides. We're going to take the right heel to the earth. Send the left heel up. Thank you. Our left big toe is in alignment with the center of the body. The right palm is pressing down powerfully to the earth. Go ahead and lift that left leg a little bit more. And then as you exhale, we're going to swing it on through in between the palms. Take the right heel to the earth so that the toes are at about 2 p.m. As we inhale, we're going to come up into Virabhadrasana 1. The hips and shoulders are square, facing forward. Lunge into that front left knee. Bring the hands into prayer position at the heart. And then inhale the arms up overhead. The chin is parallel to the earth, and then the gaze is in between the eyebrow center up towards the ceiling. Lunge a little bit more. You're gripping the mat with the back of the right foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to open up into Virabhadrasana 2. I like to take my right leg back a few inches and then open up the hips and the shoulders so that they're parallel to the side wall. Glance back briefly to make sure that the arms are in alignment, and then lunge into that front left foot, left knee. Look down the fingertips for 3, 2, and 1. Let's inhale our right hand up to meet the left. Lunge into that front knee. Avaya Virabhadrasana, fearless warrior. Staying relaxed in the face, breathing gently, smiling at the shake of the leg. I love this pose. Your mind might be saying, I hate this pose. Just smile as the thoughts come and go. For 3, 2, and 1. Release the left hand on the inside of the left foot. Open up the chest, take the right arm up towards the sky. If you want, you can walk your right toes back just a little bit so that you can sink your pelvis closer towards the earth. Open up the chest here. You can stay here. You can also bend that right elbow. Take your right hand on the outside of your left hip. Take your left hand underneath your left thigh and grab on to your wrists or your fingers. Open up the right chest and look up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands to the earth. Drop to the right knee, heel toe, heel toe. We're going to come into Kandanyasa. So we're going to bring our hands into push-up position just underneath of the shoulders. We're going to take the left elbow and hook it into the left inner thigh. And then bend the elbows and walk the right leg back so that you can come up into a push-up position. Lift your right knee up off the mat and then begin to play with your balance, lifting one foot, then the other foot, as you're engaging your belly. Give it a few tries here. A is for attempt. And then like Evan's demonstrating, go ahead, everybody, let's press our hips back towards our ankles. Let's bring our forehead to the ground. Let's take our palms back down by our side and rest. Take a nice deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. See if you can find the beating of your heart. See if you can notice the sensation in the back of the heart. Feeling so very grateful for a healthy, healthy heart. Visualizing it, it's about the size of your fist in the center of the chest. It's taking the fresh life, fresh breath from the healthy, healthy lungs. The lower lobes, the middle lobes, the upper lobes. Ventilating and purifying the breath that we're taking in and sending it off to the heart. Where then the heart is pumping loyally in the most healthy way, sending fresh life and self-care and self-love to every cell of your body. The yogis believe that the heart governs the emotion of love. And when we roll out the mat and we focus on our breath and these practices, we're cultivating self-care and self-love. So with each beating of the heart, growing, growing, growing our self-love. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, we'll meet back up into mountain pose, and we'll do the same sequence on our solar side to balance our masculine and feminine expressions. So we'll meet in mountain pose. Take your left heel to the earth. This time, Take the right leg up and back. Press powerfully through the left palm, straightening the left elbow. Lift the right leg a little bit higher. As you exhale, swing it through. Bring the left heel to the earth. And inhale, we're going to come up into Virabhadrasana 1 and lunge into that front leg. Activate the back knee so that we're taking good care of it. Take your hands to prayer position and then take the arms up overhead. Parallel or steeple. We're gripping the back of the mat with the back of our foot. We're relaxed in the face. The left shoulder is slightly more forward than the right. See if you can bend that front knee a little bit more. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Exhale, open up into Virabhadrasana 2. Walk those back toes back a little bit. Glance back briefly to make sure that our arms are in alignment. Lunge into that front leg. Reach down. Look down the fingertips. Breathing gently here. Inhale the left arm up to meet the right. Avaya Virabhadrasana. Keep from the belly collapsing on this thigh. Smile at the shake of the leg. Our arms are parallel to the to the ears. Our gaze is up towards the ceiling through our eyebrow center. For 3, 2, and 1. Release the right hand to the mat. Inside of the right toes. Open up the left shoulder. Take the left arm up towards the ceiling. Walk those toes back. Sink the hips towards the earth. Feel free to stay here. You can also bend the elbow and find your bind if that's available in your practice today. Open up the shoulder. Look up towards the ceiling. Healthy spine. For 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands to the mat. Drop the knee. Heel toe, that right foot up off the mat. We're going to bring our hands into push-up position underneath of our shoulders. We'll come into Kandanyasa on this side. Bend the elbows and hook that right elbow into the right inner thigh. Walk the left knee back and come to balance. Bring that left elbow into the left hip. And lift the knee up off the mat and then begin to play with one foot, then the other. Keep trying. Give it a try. One of these days it'll just happen. When you're ready, everybody will come to rest in child's pose. Take the forehead to the mat. Take your hips to your ankles. Take a nice slow breath in through the nostrils. Open the mouth and let out a nice sigh. And then return the breath to normal. Visualizing the kidneys and the low back with each breath. They're just receiving fresh life. And see if you can bring your introspection to the healthy kidneys. Processing all the fluids of the body and removing toxicity. So very grateful for the kidneys. Their healthy functions. When you're ready, let's come up onto our knees. I'm going to come into a side position. We're going to do some camel asanas to further open the back bends and open up the heart. So our knees are about hips distance apart. Go ahead and come up onto your toes. Take our hands to the low back. Press the pelvis towards the front wall. Squeeze the elbows together and then look up towards the ceiling and then as far back as you can on the wall behind you. Feel free to stay here, or if you can take one hand to your heel, then the other. Breathe here. Take one hand back to the low back, then the other. Lift on up. You can take the tops of your feet to the earth. We're going to do this one more time. You can either choose to stay in the same variation that we did, or you can take the tops of your feet to the mat. And we'll try to go a little bit further. So take your hands to the low back. Inhale, squeeze the elbows together, take the chest up, look back. And then exhale. Maybe you can bring your hands down to your ankles. If this is too much for you, go back to the other variation. Honoring where you are today and breathing, taking small sips of oxygen in and out of the nose. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take one hand to your low back, then the other. Help your body upright, and then sit your hips back towards your heels and take your forehead to the mat. Palms to the ankles, palms facing up. Breathe gently here. Big back bends like these, they help to bring peace and healing to the heart center. I'm so very grateful for this healthy, healthy heart. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, we're going to bring our hands back underneath of our shoulders. Inhale, press the body upright. And we're going to meet in a squats position. Now we're going to move into some arm balance and inversion practices. So if you have injured wrists, I'm going to ask you to play in squats position. And we can take our hands into prayer, press the elbows into the inner thighs, and just sit here. Sit here and breathe. You can find variations that work well for you. Just enjoy your body. And for the rest of us, we're going to press into our palms, lift, come up onto our tippy toes, and we're going to play with our crow position. You can play with crow, and then you can come into headstand. But if you're new at crow, first just place your palms down into the earth like you're preparing for push-up. Lift up onto your tippy toes, and then press your knees into the triceps. Bring the weight of your body forward, and then as you find your balance, begin to lift one toe up off the mat and then the other. So you're literally making shelves with your arms, and when you get the position, it comes easily. So give it a few tries. If you can go straight from crow into headstand position like Evan's demonstrating, by all means, do so. Give it a few tries, and then we'll all come down. Great job. If you have a baggy shirt like Evan, go ahead and tuck it into your shorts. If you have a headstand practice safely in the middle of the room that you feel confident in doing, by all means do so. If you have a headstand practice safely against the wall, by all means do so. Any variation that works for you. The rest of us, we're going to move through Sharvangasana, queen pose, which is shoulder stand. So let's come to lie down on your spine, and then as Evan is showing, swing your legs up overhead and come to support your low back with your fingertips facing up towards your toes. Your heels and your toes are together. Your chin is in towards your chest, and your gaze is in between your big toes up towards the ceiling. Stay relaxed in the breath here. And if you're in headstand position, you can begin to do variations with your legs. If you're in shoulder stand too, everybody, let's take our legs wide. Breathe here. Inhale, bring the legs back together. If you're in headstand position, bring one leg forward and the other leg back. If you're in shoulder stand, let's bring our left leg overhead towards the earth. It's okay if your toes don't touch the earth. Breathing here. Inhale the left foot up, back up towards the ceiling. Take the right leg down towards the earth. If you're in headstand, go ahead and switch sides with your legs. Inhale the right leg up to meet the left. If you're in headstand, go ahead and do any variation that feels good to you. If you're in shoulder stand, let's bring both legs up overhead, drawing your toes towards the earth. If your feet do touch the earth, you have the privilege to relieve your hands from your low back and then interlace those hands back behind you and draw them towards the earth. Make sure that you're breathing here. Let's go ahead and release our hands, return them to the low back. Let the knees bend. And then how slow can you go to roll your spine out as gently and lovingly as possible. So all of us are going to meet flat on the back. We'll move into fish pose so that we can further release the strain and stress from the inversion practice in the head and neck. So let's take our hands alongside the body. I like to bring the palms underneath of the thighs. And then inhale, press into those elbows, lift the chest away from the floor and come to rest on the top of the head like Evan's showing. Take your lower set of teeth past your upper set of teeth. These are your fish gills. Your ankles and your heels are together, and then you're pressing those big toes away from the body. Breathing gently here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going to let the entire body come down onto the earth. For a mini shavasana here. Palms are about 6 inches away from your thighs, palms facing up. The feet are about 8 inches away from one another, feet splayed to the side. Go ahead and let your head and neck rock from side to side and back to center a couple times. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. Let's take our right hand and grab our left wrist and stretch to one side. We'll switch, stretch the other side. Stretch through your toes and your feet. Inhale, exhale, yogi sit up. Let's take all that energy and draw our body upright, however you can get there. We're gonna come to seated position, extend those legs out in front of us. We're warm, we're cooling down now, and it's a great time after this awesome practice. Let's remove the excess flesh away from our sits bones. Extend those legs out in front of you, toes facing up. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge, fold forward at the waist. Forward fold is wonderful for cooling the spine, whether you're holding onto your ankles, your big toes, or you can even grab onto your wrists out in front. Wherever you are, inhale, take your gaze up past your toes, and then exhale, fold forward, and let your chin drop towards your chest. And breathe deeply here, long, slow, and steady. Visualize the top of the skull growing closer towards the tops of the feet. Release your hands. Inhale, press into your legs and help the chest upright. Let's come into a cooling twist. And so we're gonna take our legs mat distance apart. Take the toes are pointing upright. Take the right hand on the outside of the left knee. Take the left hand on the mat as far back past the center line of the body as comfortable for you. And then come down. Maybe you can come down to your forearm. And you can take your hand to the earth and then take your gaze as far back on the wall behind you, looking past your left shoulder. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, help the body upright. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, come down onto your right forearm and take your left fingertips to the mat. Your toes are facing up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen, and then as you exhale, look as far back past your right shoulder on the wall behind you. Taking in small sips of breath here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back to center. We're gonna come to sit back on our sits bones. Let's come up into boat pose. So bring the ankles and the big toes together. You can keep the knees bent, roll the shoulders up and back. You can take those palms to the side to help with the balance. Your gaze is in between your big toes. And you're breathing gently here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, Kapalabhati. 2, and 1. Release your legs. We're gonna, everybody spin 180 degrees for our favorite yoga posture, Shavasana. So go ahead and remove the hair bun. If it's cold where you are, please grab a blanket to keep your body warm. Keep that heat in and around your body. The feet are about 12 to 16 inches away from each other. Ankles splayed, the toes out to the side. The wrists are about 6 to 8 inches away from the hips, palms facing up. I'll guide us through an active relaxation. Go ahead and lift the left foot up off the mat 2 inches, point and flex, flop the leg. Lift the right leg up off the mat 2 inches, point the toes, flex the calf, and flop. Inhale up to the belly button. Draw the belly button back towards the spine. Squeeze the buttocks together and release. Relax the hips and pelvis. Inhale all the way up to side bodies, all the way up to the chin and chest. And then exhale, let out a nice sigh. Let's make a fist with the right hand, lift it 2 inches up off the mat, squeeze and flop. Lift the left hand up off the mat 2 inches, make a fist with the hand, squeeze and flop. Keep the back of the neck back of the head on the floor. Draw the chin into the chest, chin into the chest, chin into the chest, and release. Let the head and neck rock from side to side and back to center. Simba, lion's breath. We're going to inhale, draw all the energy up into the mouth. As you exhale, open up the mouth, stick out the tongue, bug out the eyes. And then relax the jaw. Inhale, draw so much energy to the forehead and the eyes. Squeeze the eyes, squeeze every hair on your head. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then relax the temples, the forehead, the face. Without any effort, please bring your awareness to the breath as it moves in and out. of the nostrils. See if you can take notice to the temperature of the breath on your upper lip. Can you notice if it's cooling as you inhale? And does it feel more warm as you exhale? Without changing a thing. Next, please draw your awareness to your navel center. And simply notice as you inhale, the navel goes up. And as you exhale, the navel goes down slightly. It's natural without you having to change a thing. And in your mind's eye, let's together count backwards from 10 to 1 using the navel. Inhale, navel up, 10. Exhale, navel down, 10. Inhale, navel up, 9. Exhale, navel down, 9. Continue at your pace, your breath, all the way down to 1, trying not to lose count. Go ahead and release the count. Allow your body to simply be. If you find that your mind is still active, take your awareness in between your eyebrow center and internally continue the mantra to yourself. Om. Om, Om. Begin to draw your awareness back into the physical. Allow your breath to deepen. Feel the body grow and expand with fresh breath, fresh life. Feel it return to center with each exhalation. Take your thumb and touch each fingertip. Wiggle your toes. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, everyone, let's meet in a side-lying position on our right side. We can use our left arm as a pillow for our head. We can take our right arm would be a pillow for our head. Our left hand to the belly. Send some appreciation to ourselves for rolling out the mat and doing this practice with us. What an honor. Here we are in Hawaii. We're on the beautiful island of Oahu. And we have a global community joining and practicing with us. Thank you. This feels so nice. Trusting that we're building our self-care and our self-love, and that when we roll up our mats, we take this compassion and this care out in the world. People notice. Something's different about them. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, we'll take that left palm, we'll press it into the earth, and we'll help our body upright, finding a comfortable seated position, facing forward like we began. Let the elbows hang heavy underneath of the shoulders. Let the chin be parallel to the earth. With your eyes closed, and your focus in between your eyebrow center, simply become aware of the transformation that's taken place in and around your body. We've used the elements, fire, passion, rajas, to move the body and build heat and from all the fluids in the body, the waters, to transform our earth energies, our beautiful body. And all the elements, all of the air in and around us, it's different, it's shifted. So very, very grateful for this practice. And without judgment, feeling grateful for the empowerment to shift our attitude in the space in and around us. Bringing our hands to prayer position at the heart. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Mahalo nui loa, Cyber Ohana. So very grateful for this practice. Mahalo nui loa means thank you very much here in Hawaii. Again, please, if you liked something, if you've learned, like us, subscribe. We're so happy to be growing with you. And it means the world to us to know that you're here with us. We're starting to get more watch time on YouTube and starting to understand the potential for us to feel connected and create health and vibrant living with you. So have a beautiful day. We'll be back on the mat. Evan will be teaching live on Monday. And then I'll be back on Wellness Wednesday. We're doing a half-hour chair yoga as well as yoga for the organs with the Trust Your Gut Club. So have the best day ever. Ohana, we're so very grateful for you practicing with us. Uhui ho. Aloha.